everybody. We have another show today. Obviously, it is Real Talk from Bandwagon.
Yep,
coming
Real
at
Talk. This time we're doing the host show, where it's just me and Julius just talking to each other.
Yeah, man. So how's your week going?
Oh, it's going pretty well. You know, first week back from spring break, not too bad. Just kind of trying to ease in. Got some projects going on. Got some moving. Honestly, we kind of took a break this week from Real Talk, but yeah, I think it was a well-needed break because we just kind of.
I mean, we put out an episode a week for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hard turn. It's not like the most difficult turnaround.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But we got to be like disciplined with it. Like, it's not the easiest thing to come out and just give you guys an episode. We got to set up a host. Get them here, which we've had a problem with one or two.
Yeah.
And then we gotta make sure to shoot well, to make sure that the video is the
Yeah.
audio is right, the
Make
video
make
angle's
sure the mics are not muted, stuff like that.
good. Yes, we've done that.
I've done that.
You're kind of making me nervous here.
Why?
I almost want to go check. I'm gonna go check the button.
You go do that. No do-overs.
No do-overs.
We're
raw and unedited. Okay.
Yeah.
Coming at you guys.
Raw.
Yeah, but dude, how was your spring break?
Oh, it was super nice. I basically just sat around my house and more or less played video games, but I was also working on some stuff. Like I posted like a TikTok. There's the Batman TikTok. Actually, fun story about that. It took me forever to find a black beanie to put over. Have you seen that TikTok where it's like, no, you have not? That's a shame.
I don't have TikTok.
You're right, you don't.
Kind of analog over here.
Yeah, I'll explain it. So basically there's this trend where it's like you basically just take a bunch of pictures and there's an audio that has it has a guy who's voicing over like Batman or something, and he's it's a bunch of funny it's a funny
I mean, I've seen
audio.
a funny one where it's Batman, it's for Gotham.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, that's hilarious. I
Yeah.
love that one. Okay,
Yeah.
so I have seen it. Dude,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to lie. I've seen some of the animation that, I need to go back to the Batcave for supplies. For Gotham!
For Gotham! It was so fun to edit that.
I mean, that's basically how, what do you call it? What's his face in The Dark Knight did it.
Yeah.
He was such a good Batman, but he was not, he was a good Bruce Wayne, in the movie, but he was, a lot of people hated his Batman because he had a super dark sounding voice.
Yeah. Honestly,
it was the one with Heath Ledger as Joker.
Yeah, it was Christian Bale's Batman.
Yes, I like Christian Bale, but I can't see why people wouldn't like his Batman.
Love Christian Bale. Super big Christian Bale fan. I love all of his. He's just a super great actor.
I mean, he was recently in Thor.
Yeah.
What do you call it? The Thor movie.
Don't
he
even
was the
get
bad
me.
guy with
Yeah,
the
he
sword.
was. The only bad thing about that movie is they didn't include him more. He was such a killer villain.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little on the what do you call it? When I watched that movie, what was it?
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder, the third one, the series, right? I'm not gonna lie, the first two came out pretty good. The first Thor movie was awesome.
I'm sorry, Julius. It's the fourth one.
You lied to me.
Thor 1, Thor: Dark World, Thor: Ragnarok, and then Thor: Love and Thunder.
You lied to me.
I didn't. When did I say it was the third one?
I like the Dark World. That was a darker vibe.
Yeah.
I like that one, and then that led into
It was
the
interesting.
Infinity.
Yeah.
The Infinity Stones.
Mhm.
So that kind of took a way darker turn for everybody.
Yeah.
And then Love and Thunder was kind of hey, we're out of it. We're back towards being real people.
It was Ragnarok with everything just ramped up. Everyone loved Ragnarok.
Well, Ragnarok was funny.
It was super funny.
What do you call it? The stone guy and the crab. See, I can't even remember.
Oh, are you talking about?
He's funny. He's all he can do is speak in puns. Yeah,
is it Korg?
It is Korg.
I might be getting that wrong. Honestly, I'd be super disappointed if I got that wrong because I'm a massive Marvel fan.
Yeah, dude. I mean, they just did a way better job. They wrote out that whole script of how this is gonna go, and it made way more sense as the movies came out. DC, again, everybody loves Batman. I was a big Justice League guy.
Yeah.
But I haven't liked their live action movies.
No.
I mean, I've liked the animated ones.
There's a lot of animated ones.
The animated ones hit hard.
Yes.
There's 20 of them, and it's it's really good. If you like Justice League Unlimited, I love that show.
Mm-hmm.
They were good.
Yeah. I have not seen that show though. I'm not a huge DC fan. I will watch a couple of DC
Upcoming
movies.
movie though. I know
What?
Napoleon's been out for a couple weeks. That's
Oh.
another one I want to see.
I've heard it's. I might be. I've heard it's bad. So.
I mean, it's a historical movie.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not French, but I know, America's cinema
Mhm.
claims all.
Yeah.
But still, like, I want to see the one scene where he, like, it's his most famous victory. It's where he shoots out the ice from underneath, like, an entire army.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Dude, and he was so smart. And he hit, you know how he hid the cannons with white sheets so it looked like snow.
Yeah, that's smart. Napoleon was freaking genius.
Dude, the guy was the man.
He
Until
really
got too
was.
crazy and tried to invade Russia
Yeah.
in the middle of winter.
Yeah. 2 people have tried to do that, and 2 people have failed.
Well, yeah, because it just gets too cold.
Yeah.
Russians can do.
You can't-
like they can do that because they live in those cold temperatures.
Yeah, exactly. You can't go up. They have home field advantage, literally.
Exactly, and like another big thing, like back then, like they used to fight with cavalry, like the horses.
Yeah.
So you're taking horses outside of Russia and putting them in a cold climate.
Mm-hmm.
Those horses aren't going to be able to do anything.
Nah.
Like, and then try feeding an army plus horses.
Yeah.
Horses eat way more than people do. I still want to see Napoleon.
Honestly, I'm not gonna dissuade you from seeing it. Movies are movies.
Any
if you
other
don't like
upcoming
them.
movie?
I haven't been super into the movies recently. I've seen there's not really any movies coming out that I know that I want to go see.
I mean, I've watched a couple good ones recently. Like Nobody.
Nobody.
You haven't seen that one?
No, I don't
You
think
ever
I've heard
heard
of it.
Better Call Saul?
Oh.
The guy in Better Call Saul.
Oh, wait, no, I have seen Nobody.
Yeah.
That's super good.
So
I
good.
love that movie. That is
So
a good
good.
movie.
Nobody is, like, for anyone, like, I think it's on, I want to say Amazon Prime.
It might be on Netflix too.
It might be on Netflix too, but
I'd
that
have to
one's a
check
really
that.
good one. If you like action,
Yeah.
obviously. If you don't like, it's similar to John Wick in terms of, like, people beating up people. But
Pretty sure it has Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
Yeah, it does.
He's in there too.
the dad.
Yeah, he's the
He's
dad.
the dad of the main character.
That's those scenes are super funny with him.
I would definitely I suggest that over like The Equalizer. Those 3 movies.
Mhm.
Like the first Equalizer wasn't bad
Mhm.
with Denzel Washington. Again, another great actor.
Yeah.
But the second and third one were kind of meh.
I think I've seen clips of The Equalizer on TikTok, and I've seen them, and I was like, that looks like a good movie. I want to watch that.
It's interesting. Denzel doesn't work on a project and put out something bad, but
Mhm.
sometimes you can't always control like how good something is.
Yeah, you can't always have quality
Yeah, and
control.
sometimes movies flop.
Yeah.
All right, another question. All right, do you know the movie Avatar?
Yes, I do know the movie Avatar.
Now I'm not talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender. We're talking about Avatar.
Great show though. Love that show. One of my favorites.
Again, goated. It's a great. I think it's in that anime, not anime category. but
Yeah,
Some people consider it an anime.
Yeah. So when I first started watching that show, which was like back during COVID, me and my brother like shared a room, and he'd make fun of me. He was like, "You're turning into a weeaboo. You're watching anime." I was like, "It's not really anime."
No, because like anime, I think when you talk about anime, it's really sharp lines, and then it's like really fast action sequences.
Well, anime is just Japanese animation. That's all anime is.
But like I'm trying to describe it in general.
Yeah,
like, it's very clean lines, compacted with like very fast-paced action. Avatar: The Last Airbender was more of it was a very long story.
Yeah.
That kind of built up as it went.
That was a great story though.
Again, a lot of story building went on in those episodes.
Mhm.
Like again, Uncle Iroh singing.
Oh,
"Leaves
don't
from
even
the
get me started on that.
vine."
I'm gonna start crying.
Dude, like, he was talking about his son, man. Like that's
was-
probably like you
That
could actually look that up. Like
entire-
Uncle Iroh, like Leaves from the Vine.
that entire
So good.
episode was so great.
Again.
I mean, the whole series is great. It has its moments where it's like, there was times at the show where it's like, okay, this is obviously a kids show because they're facing like they're
teenagers.
Yeah, exactly. But and then there's parts where it's like, wow, this was also like beautifully written.
Yeah, and I guess the only part that I didn't like was towards the end, when Aang was still like a teenager. Like
Mhm.
Sokka, you could definitely look. Sokka looked aged. He looked
Mhm.
like a little bit older than everybody. He actually looked
Yeah.
like he was in 20 to 25 range.
Yeah.
Tara looked a little bit older. Toph looked a little, but like I would have liked to see Aang and Toph like a little bit taller,
Mhm.
like just height wise, because
Yeah.
it didn't look like he grew at all. and that whole story went on for like 3 or 4 years. So like,
Yeah. I don't know about that. I might have went on for a couple. Yeah, it definitely did go on for a couple of years, but
I mean, the shows came out over a couple years, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like as in the show, it was like a 10-year period, almost.
no, I don't think it was 10 years. I think it was much shorter than that. I think it was closer to like 2 years, actually. I haven't watched this show in a
Don't
while.
quote us.
Yeah, don't quote us on any of this. We're just we're just spouting.
Pretty much about some nice movies, some good shows to watch.
But anyways, Avatar.
All right, yes, but Avatar, the one with the
blue people.
the blue aliens, again, Way of the Water,
Oh, that's a
so good.
It is good. It is a good movie. It's hard to sit through because it's 3 hours long, but it's
Part of what succeeded in that though was because it was such a long wait. Like everyone loved the first one
Yeah.
so much.
That was like back in I want to say like 2012,
You might be right, like
2010.
somewhere around there. It took them a long time to shoot that movie because they had to figure out how to combine like CGI with underwater
Yeah.
animation, or not,
Honestly,
underwater scenes.
Yeah, honestly, the wait for that, and like, it just shows you how good CGI has gotten, because that movie is just absolutely stunning. It's so beautiful.
100%. Even the first one I'd argue is kind of stunning.
Oh yeah.
But like the second one, again, it being underwater, I don't think there's another movie that's done that.
No, not really. The only thing that has come just a little bit close was Wakanda Forever. But that's not
Again, and that might be one scene every couple movies, but like
Yeah, no.
to film a whole movie underwater
Yeah.
and like really make it look realistic.
Mhm.
Like there were scenes with the whales on that planet, Taboo, Naboo.
Naboo is Star Wars.
No, Naboo is Star Wars. Wait, I'm trying to think. What's the name of the planet?
I don't know. That is something I don't know.
I don't know. It's a scary planet though, bro. I would not suggest. Would not recommend.
No.
But yeah, I really liked The Way of the Water. Like that was a pretty good.
Mhm.
It was pretty stunning visually.
Yeah.
Pretty cool scenes with the whales.
Mhm. We're just gonna talk about movies this entire time.
No, what hit me with something, Doug. You're a host.
I am a host, but honestly,
Steer some conversation.
I could go on about movies. I love them. I love them a lot, and I like I like watching a movie and then going on like YouTube and stuff like that and watching like a breakdown of it, of like stuff I missed, and like just learning more about like the process that went into it.
Yeah, Game of Thrones did something similar to that, where it's like they did episodes explaining episodes,
Mhm.
and it like had these little like scenes where they had like little text boxes.
Mhm.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Game of Thrones too, but the last season, I should say, kind of crashed and burned.
I think
Literally.
you say that. I feel like it wasn't like I like that it just finally ended. Like there were a couple of seasons in there I didn't need,
Mhm. Well,
and it didn't push like. It's such a long story, but it was so long.
mhm.
Like 8 seasons.
It's just a build up, but I think my favorite season I think it would be season 6 or season 7, when stuff starts to like really pay off.
Stop pop. But I don't know, when King Joffrey died, that was a good season too.
Joffrey. Oh yeah.
King, like he was the terrible little
Oh
boy
yeah.
king.
Everyone was so happy to see him die.
Yeah. But the tough part is Cersei, his mom, again,
Mhm.
hated character in the series,
Mhm.
like stuck around for the entire thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but the fun thing about Cersei is I'm pretty sure the season after that, I'm going to put some spoilers,
There's
cuz
hard spoilers.
hard spoilers. The season after that, I'm pretty sure she goes on like a cleanse. Like not it's a forceful cleanse, because the religious people are like, you've sinned or whatever, because we're pretty sure you slept with Jaime, which she definitely did.
Yeah, we're not going to go into all that. You can watch it on the show for
Yeah.
yourselves.
Watch it.
It's very graphic. That's all you guys. But yeah, I guess in terms of like the last season, there's like of the Game of Thrones, we can talk about like what did you think of it?
Okay. Last season. So to start off,
6 episodes, The Dark Knight.
oh gosh, I think I love that Arya killed the Night King. Arya's character her character is my favorite. She is such a
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of like it's a like mouse defeating an elephant, or like David and Goliath with
Yeah.
the slingshot taking down a giant.
Mhm.
It's very much that type of like again, like underdog versus like
Mhm.
you know,
Except the mouse is a skilled assassin.
true, and she has some help. But
Yeah.
I did like that part of it,
Mhm.
and I think I also liked how it ended. It was kind of a neutral ending. Like there were good parts about it, and there were bad parts.
Yeah.
Like Jon Snow being sent back to the Wall
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes
makes
sense for his
sense,
end.
but it sucks. Like
Uh,
makes sense, but it sucks.
I think there's definitely decisions that were made that confused a lot of people.
But like she went what do you call it? The Dragon Queen went crazy,
Daenerys.
and Daenerys burnt down everything. Like she had to be stopped. Like she kind of she went crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, and I think what angered people the most about that scene is they're just like snap, and then she's
out.
yeah, it's a snap, and then she's insane, and
And
she's killing all
but
these
like
people.
I was still like again, I was like with like a couple seasons before, in season 6 when Jon Snow died,
Oh,
and they had to bring him back because it just didn't work.
Yeah. Well, no, I think that was planned. It was definitely planned.
It was planned, but I'm just saying like after he died that episode, I was like frustrated. I'm like I'm not gonna want to watch this. I almost stopped watching. Like if I didn't look up, does Jon Snow get realived? But but I like some of the cool scenes, like the evil king has his, corpse of a dragon riding that to destroy the wall.
Yeah.
That was a great scene.
Yeah.
Like I like that part. I like the assault on Winterhaven, like
The
again,
Winterfell?
Yeah, on Winterfell.
That was a cool episode. I like that episode. Actually, I like the episode before where they're all preparing, and I think and they're all. It's like, I want to say it's Tyrion, Podrick, Sir Davos. There's a bunch of people sitting around in a room, and they're all just like they're just waiting because they're like
waiting for the zombies to come.
Exactly.
Like reinforcing stuff.
And they're just like, okay, what do we do? And then Pod just starts singing a sick ass song, and it's just so cool.
Yeah, and like I don't know, I liked it. I like that it finally ended. Like I don't, as a viewer, as a watcher of television and movies and media, and even the stuff we do with Bandwagon as content creators, I don't like things that drag on for too long.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Or like, what do you call it? I'll read books by like Stephen King.
Yeah, oh yeah, Stephen King?
Yeah, Stephen King. Again, I always say it wrong. It looks like PH
okay.
to me.
Yeah, it does. I don't blame you.
In some of that stuff, like Stephen King particularly, there's about 100 pages where he goes off on a tangent and doesn't move the story forward at all. And that, as a viewer, just kills the momentum.
Yeah.
Again, it's like the build up, right? Like going up the mountain to
suspense.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I don't like anything that interrupts that.
It's a careful. It's a careful. You have to be careful with it because if you build up enough suspense, it is super good, and if it pays off, it's super well done. But if you like build up enough suspense and it's just like hanging there, and there's not that the payoff isn't like parallel.
I think I like the word you use right there, hanging there.
Yeah.
Like if it plateaus too early or too late even.
Yeah.
Like you get bored.
It's a delicate balance, and you kind of have to have a parallel of so much suspense to what happens, or depending on what reaction you want to get out of your viewer. It can be either way. You can, if you want to disappoint the viewer, go low or
and I think
high.
Game of Thrones kind of did that in a lot of ways. Like I think they played the long game too long.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. But then just to have the season end or only be 6 episodes, like every other season in that show was 12. Like
I think it was 10.
10 or 12.
It was 10.
It was a little bit longer. But like
yeah, having it capped off as 6 was
listen, if you're continuity, if you're gonna do 10, do 10.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure there was some more things they could have done to reach 10.
Yeah. I feel like with those extra 4 episodes, you could have had the night that they attacked be like 2 episodes and have some build up to Daenerys's insanity, like twitches or stuff like that.
Yeah, like
something
you could have strung, like instead of her just flipping on edge.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. the way they did it, how Daenerys went crazy because her best friend got like murdered. She got murked. Her best friend got murked.
Yeah, that was
Like it made sense why she like blew her cap and destroyed the city.
Yeah, I can understand there, but I feel like there should have been more to it.
Well, because in the books, again, I haven't read them, but I've like looked up some things online. In the books, there was much more of like the Targaryens went crazy over time. Like the Mad King before Daenerys, like again, more build up for the craziness.
Yeah,
would have been kind of nice. I would have liked to see that.
Yeah,
because then you can kind of justify the ending of just having to get rid of Daenerys a little more. But instead, we got a quick gone.
Star Wars. I know a lot about Star Wars.
Okay. Naboo, right? The planet. A planet in Star Wars.
Yeah, a planet in Star Wars.
All right. In general, there are two types of people who watch Star Wars. People who really like it, and the people who think it's a combination of bad acting. What do you think?
I don't think there's that much bad acting in it, to be honest. I really need to rewatch the original trilogy and probably the prequels, though the first two originally, because I
mean, there were two sets of three, right?
Yeah.
The build up.
There's three of them. There's three trilogies,
there's 9 movies.
There's 9 movies.
Oh, wow.
There's the sequel 3, the ones that came out recently that everybody hates.
No, I don't count those.
Really?
Nah, it's the original 6 were pretty good.
Okay.
Like the newer ones, it's good because they are moving the plot along. Like we just talked about how rising action. I even liked that little one. I was talking about how the information for the Death Star got sent. Yeah, Rogue One. I really like that movie a lot.
I need to rewatch that one.
Again, so do I. I really like the characters in it too. I think there was this blind guy who channeled the Force.
Yeah.
There was this guy with a huge gun, huge Gatling gun. Very cool. The droid was funny in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Rogue One was actually a pretty good watch. I think that was one of the only newer ones I like to watch.
Don't even attempt to watch Solo. Solo kind of sucks. The only thing Solo doesn't suck for, it has Maul in it for like 2 seconds.
You didn't like Solo. I didn't mind Solo.
I haven't watched Solo, so
I think it was more of a comedic approach to the movies.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because Han Solo is more of a funny, like he's a funny action character. He's not necessarily a serious one.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, it depends. Like, it's hard. Like, I feel like I've done this too. I feel like many people have. Like, you watch a movie based on the previous one, or like. Yeah. And you expect it to be somewhat like the same or like the same vibe, and if it's not, you get really mad. So,
I don't know. I try walking into movies just with a blank slate. I don't try to get excited for them.
True. I think that's a good way to be about it. I mean, I think you could apply that to a lot of things. Like reading.
Optimism.
Reading books, watching what do you call it? Watching movies, reading books, reading magazines. Doing new events, doing activities, like trying new things.
Yeah, just be optimistic going
in. Without open-mindedness and a good attitude, I feel like you're not going to have as good of a time.
Yeah. Like, if you walk in there and be like, this is going to suck, it's going to suck.
Yeah, because you're just going to be like, and especially with the human brain, like, if you know anything about the human brain, it's easier to remember something that's bad than the good parts. So if you're just coming in already focused on the bad parts, well, you're just going to make them a bit worse.
Yeah. You don't have that optimism. You don't have that, balance. So like, oh, this might have been an actual good idea. Stuff like that.
I feel like it's also good to be kind of in a neutral setting. Like sometimes you go into an activity, like again, rock climbing. For me,
yeah.
If you don't like heights, you're not going to really like rock climbing. So like understanding that like that is a part of this activity is good, but it's also good to kind of get out of your comfort zone and face something. Like the other night, hilarious. What do you call it? I went to the bar with my mom, 21st birthday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's birthday. Right.
Yep, St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, and, fantastic.
The story gets better.
Okay.
The story gets better, right? There was a karaoke machine. Right?
Boy.
Tough sell. Not going to lie. Had a bit of a tough time. I picked the song Cheerleader by Omi. The guy played the wrong one. He played a slow version of the song, which killed me.
Oh, no.
I was standing there for 4 minutes. Again, could have been really bad, but because I was kind of excited, I was just gonna try and get out of my comfort zone a little.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Finish it up, you know. Again, I don't know if I'd suggest karaoke, but it's a thing.
Yeah. You know, you could have picked a very easy song. Could have picked like Tequila. It only has one word in it, and you have to just
True. Or I could have picked Red Solo Cup.
Oh, Red Solo Cup is
Red
great.
Solo Cup. I fill you up. Let's have a party. The coolest part about that song?
What is?
Again, you'd have to go online to look this up, but the song goes along with shot pours.
Really?
His tempo in the song goes along with pouring, I think, yes. Pretty sure.
That is so good. That is so funny.
It's kind of like, it's like a yes and.
I think I'm going to ask you a question that that I asked another of our guests. If you couldn't play football, what sport would you play?
Looked at this. I probably would have done cross country.
Cross country. That is actually interesting. Huge leap between sports.
I was really good with cardio. I liked that part of it. I don't know if I was a really good sprinter.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of these fast action sports, there's a lot of stop and go.
Yeah.
With cross country, man, it's just about like the mental grind of it.
Yeah.
Like it's
you just go.
Yeah, it's literally you just can't stop going until the race is done. And that's not for everyone. Like running a marathon is actually it's a really hard mindset to get used to when you first start.
Mm-hmm.
Because what do you call it? There's also other things that happen too, like when you're running long distances for like, again, it's a little bit less in terms of like your explosiveness, but it works your muscles too. So like you could cramp in certain areas, like a cramp in the abdomen. A lot of people get. My mom would always call it a chub cramp. Again, it's like right here on your stomach. It's like your diaphragm. So cramp. So I used to get around that by like, again, if you hold it for like 5 seconds, it goes away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's a sport I would have done if I wasn't playing football. And
cross country is an interesting sport because it's, like you said, it's more of a mental game. It's your mind versus your body, really, because your body's telling you, we're tired, we cannot do this anymore. And then you just have to think, no, I got this. I can keep going for another.
And don't get me wrong, you can get fatigued. You can pull your muscles just the same.
Yeah.
What do you call it? It's easy. Like, I pulled a calf once or twice. I've put, like, depends on how long the race is and how fast you're going, too. And then it also comes down to, like, your hydration.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not hydrated and you're not, like, drinking enough of the smaller parts of nutrition that you need to get, it's not going to be good. Mustard's really good for that.
Really?
If you're looking for something to kind of prevent cramps, like, I usually go honey mustard.
Ooh, that's good, yeah.
Or, like, even, like, pickle juice because it has because it has, like, these enzymes in it that your body might need.
That is interesting.
Little sports tip, man. The more you know.
The more you know.
How about you, Dougie? I see you got ice hockey on your shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about this.
Oh, hockey? Oh, boy. I have been able to skate for probably my entire life, basically.
Was this your calling?
Sort of. My parents kind of just threw me into it, just because my mom is a huge hockey fan, and hockey has been in my mom's side of the family at least for a while. And I'm actually a goalie for hockey. I play in net. Not here. Though I'm thinking about joining the team next year when I have a license and a car.
I think you should. I mean, if you talk, like, I actually know a couple guys on the team. What do you call it? One of the names, Brad Harrington. Shout out. I'm telling him to check out this episode. But, like, if you really need to try and get there, like, the guys care. Like, the guys can take you.
Oh yeah, no. One of my first days on campus, I think there's like this big event that I'm pretty sure that happens every year where you go out and make the A, and then they like hand you a card like, go get signed for like clubs and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, sick.
I mean, I'll admit to you, you might need to get in a little shape. I know they have tryouts. They do have tryouts.
Yeah,
but
they have tryouts.
It's doable. Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, I definitely have to get in shape. My flexibility is probably off.
Well, I mean, especially playing with a goalie, right? again, you're kind of you're on. Yeah, you're on your you're on your feet, right?
You're on your feet, but it's probably half and half. You're on your feet and you're on your knees like half the time, depending on how much
of the goal that you want to kind of take up and what position, like where the puck is, right?
Yeah, well, mainly and also just how good your defense are doing that game. Because if you're how good your team's doing that game. Because if your team's like being very aggressive and they're in the other zone, you're just standing there.
Yeah, like
might as well get a bucket of popcorn.
I think that's similar in soccer too. Like if the ball is on the other end of the what do you call it? The field.
It's similar for all goalies. They're
all the sports with a goal, basketball, stuff like that. Like, no, not basketball. But
not basketball. No,
with a goalie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's also parts of like being a hockey goalman that's kind of different from like being a regular skater, right? You have your box to take care of.
Yeah.
Like this is your area. Like you don't really see too many goalies going that far outside of it.
Yeah, the main thing we'd go outside for is to get like if the enemy team or opposite team tries to run it around, you can pick it up behind the net and usually give it to another player or try to make a play with it at least.
Yeah, stuff to do is and then there's other like those guys have to have killer, even regular hockey players. Your hip abductor muscles are like the muscles that are inside your thigh.
Yeah.
God, make sure those are good. Stretch them out because with those really fast movements, churning up the ice.
Yeah. I've pulled my groin at least like 2 or 3 times playing hockey.
I should know that.
Yeah.
I should know that the word is called groin.
Whoopsie. No, you're talking about the abductor muscle, which I think is you definitely have to use that on the ice and stuff like that.
But yeah, it's just the stuff on your inner thigh that controls a lot of the stuff down on your leg.
Yeah. Honestly, I love being goalie. It's super fun. For some reason, I just love getting shot at. But I think some of the most saves that are the most fun are like when there's 2-on-1. It's when it starts to get a little challenging is when it starts to get fun, because you have to make this you have to slide across the crease and make this big save and stuff like that. So I enjoy that a lot about it.
Yeah, and I think there's something to be said about with having a goalie. It is a very different position from the rest of the positions on the field. Like again, like there's offense, defense, goalie. It gives you a whole nother level to the game that kind of changes. Like he's a defenseman position, but he's still like it's very different. So yeah, anything else you want to wrap this up?
I think we could wrap it up. Yeah,
right,
it's pretty solid.
So that was our show. My name is
Host Show.
The Host Show with Julius Kordakowski and
Douglas Primo.
And check this out. We'll try and put our socials out and try and get you guys, more content.
More content.
More content.
Love content.
We love content.
Yes, we do.